You know, this is my favorite time of the year. It's the beginning of the year, and it's the one time a year that people are actually interested in talking about resolutions and goals. You know, if you look at your social media, your Facebook or your Twitter account, there's mention after mention of what a good year someone had or what their plans are for the next year. You know, but there's some interesting statistics you may not know. Did you know that only about 45 to 50% of the population actually do set New Year's resolutions? Now, I bet if you looked at your Facebook page, you might think it's a little bit different. But there's a reason why I believe that most people don't set resolutions or goals. And it's because they've never been taught how to set goals or how to set resolutions to win or to achieve the goals. What happens is year after year we set goals or resolutions, and over time when we don't achieve those goals, we get frustrated and give up. Did you know that the average person who does set a New Year's resolution will set the same New Year's resolution 10 times and never achieve what they set out to achieve? And that's why I think people have given up. My name is Dane Bowerly. I'm with the Dynamic Leader here in San Antonio, and I want to provide you with some training today that will help you position to be in the right place to achieve your resolution for this year. It doesn't have to be one, it can be resolutions. It's not easy. Here are some statistics you might want to know. 95% of people who lose weight will regain that weight or more. Only 1 out of 7 people who've ever had a heart attack change their eating or their exercise patterns and habits. 70% of organizations that initiate change initiatives ultimately fail. You look at those statistics and say the odds are stacked against us. But I don't really think they are. I just think that we've been told our whole life, you should have goals, make sure you have a plan, know where you're going in life. But in many or most cases, no one has ever sat down to help us move forward on our goals. So in today's workshop, I'm going to cover 3 topics that will position you to achieve your resolutions. It's your time to step up, to stand out, and to move forward. Before I get started, I want to make sure that you have printed the attachment that came along with your email. You'll need that with you as I walk you through this process. There will be a couple times where I'll stop the recording so that you can do some work. And make sure you do this. You know, a half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour focusing on your most important qualities will change you forever. So the workshop today is called 3-Step Plan to Achieving Your Resolutions. There are 3 steps. 1, we need to have an idea of where we are now. The saying is know yourself to grow yourself. So the first step is to know yourself, and we'll do that first. The second step then is to identify where it is you want to go. What are some things you'd like to do, and what are some things you'd like to achieve? And we'll do that also. Then the third and final step is making a plan of action to achieve. And this is where most people miss. On New Year's Eve, they set a dream or a wish that they'd like to pursue, but don't make a plan to move forward. So if you've got the information with you, let's go ahead and get started. First, I'd like you to take out the accomplishment sheet and wish sheet. And if you'll take that and place it right next to the Wheel of Life, put these 2 side by side. What we're going to have you do first is assess where are you now in your life. If you'll take a look at the wheel that's in front of you, you notice that there are 6 spokes, and this breaks out your life into 6 different areas and asks you to make an assessment of where you feel like you currently are in your life today. So look at each one of those spokes, and what I'd like to have you do is put a dot or a tick mark, a dot on each spoke where you feel like you currently are in your life. If you'll take a look, I've numbered these from 1 to 10, again from the inside to the outside, and what I'd like you to do is just simply place a mark where you feel like you are in your life currently. If you're not satisfied at all with your mental and educational state, then you'd score yourself very low. If you're pleased, you feel like you're making the progress, you're moving towards the degrees that you want to be moving to, then you'd score yourself outside. And if you're exactly where you want to be, then you'd score yourself all the way to the furthest part of the matrix here. And then I'm going to have you work yourself all the way around and continue to work through each of those spokes, putting a mark where you feel like you are currently in your life. Once you've done that, you want to connect the dots. Now, there's a common saying you'll hear people say a lot of times that they feel like their life is out of balance, or they don't have good balance, or they don't have a work-life balance. Once you connect your dots in the scenario that we put together for you, you'll have a snapshot of kind of what your life balance looks like. Now, for some people, your wheel may be very big. For some people, your wheel may be very small. For some people, your wheel may be completely out of alignment. It may not be a wheel at all. It may have some square qualities to it. Everybody's wheel is a little bit different. But we do want to at least know where we are. Where are you today? And take a look at what that looks like. Once you've done that, or as you've done that, I'd also like you to fill in your accomplishments and wish lists. Okay? So as you're working on your mental and educational ranking, think of some of the good things that happened to you this year. This is an example of a portion of my accomplishment this year. I finished a Tony Robbins seminar that I've been working on and I really liked and was working on, so I got it finished. So I put that under my accomplishments. I did that right here. As you work on your physical and health, make sure you list your accomplishments here, or a wish list, something you wish you had done but didn't get done. If you scored yourself a 5, there's a reason you scored yourself a 5. And so put that on your wish list. If you didn't get the exercise you wanted this year, then put that on your wish list that you'd like to add exercise this year. As you work on your social and cultural, if you didn't get a chance to take your spouse or significant other out on date nights, then add that to your wish list this year. Or if you did, then put that on your accomplishment. What we'd like to do is take time to recognize what has happened and get a good chance to know where you're at. So what I'm going to do right now is stop the video, and I'm going to have you connect your dots, find your balance in your life, and also make your accomplishments and wish list. Now, I've only given you a couple examples that are in front of you. Don't hesitate to fill the page and even add another page if you want to. I'm going to stop the video now and give you a chance to work on this. Okay, welcome back. So now I hope you've had a chance to work on the where are you now question. Question number 1, where are you now? And take a look at some of the accomplishments you've achieved this year while building a wish list. Now, if you look at the example I have here for you, I've put an asterisk next to 2 items under my wish list, both of which, after looking at the wish list this year, I say I definitely would like to make a move, or I'd like to make a resolution to make this part of my life stronger. One is for my business. I'd like to hire and train and develop 4 new coaches. I'd like to grow my business this next year. On a personal level, I'd like my ideal weight to be at 218 pounds. So I've indicated these 2 as the most important of everything I listed under my wish list for this year. Now, once I've done that, you want to move to your next sheet. Your next sheet is a goal planning sheet, a GPS. A goal planning sheet then helps us to transition into the second segment. It's where do you want to go? All right. So if you have that sheet in front of you, you want to go ahead and pick the item that's most important to you. And for an example, this year, I placed mine as I will weigh 218 pounds by March 1st, 2013. Now, my guess is at some point in time you've heard that there's a strategy when it comes to writing your goals. It's called SMART goals. And you'll see that I followed that format here. This goal is as specific as it can possibly be. It is measurable. It's literally measurable. I can put it on the scale. This is humanly possible, which is attainable. It's humanly possible. It's not a big stretch from where I am right now, but it is a reduction. It's also realistic. It's not asking for too much in a short period of time. It's not asking for too little. There's a nice stretch element to it. And then the T for a SMART goal is the timetable, which I've assessed here by March 31st. So again, what I'd like you to do is take your most important element from your wish list, which you found over here on your right-hand column, and go ahead and formulate a commitment. Where do you want to go? This example that I put together for you here says is as specific and measurable as you can be. Again, I'll stop the video just for a moment for you to write your commitment, again, as specific as you can. I'm going to stop the video now. Okay, welcome back. Fantastic. So let's step back to where we were. There are 3 questions that we want to answer, or 3 strategies we want to put into place. One is assess currently where are we in our life. What does our balance look like? Number 2, we decide where is it that we want to go. And the way we're doing that is between the wish list that you started and the goal planning sheet, which is your goal that you've written. Okay. Now, the third question that we need to answer, or third direction we need to go, is to answer how are we going to get there? And that's how we'll finish the rest of this video. And this is critical. I would guarantee that 99% of people who set New Year's resolutions don't focus on this next part. But this is where the rubber meets the road. This is how you put it together. So once you've identified your goal, we want to move forward into how we're going to get there. And we'll start with identifying our benefits and motivation. This is a key element. You'll remember I said the statistic earlier that 95% of people who lose weight will gain it back. 95% will gain it back. I said that the average person sets the same goal 10 times without achievement. They're missing this part. So my question to you under benefits and motivation is, what will it mean to you when you achieve your goal? Or why is it important this time? If you set the goal 8 other times or resolution 8 other times, why this time? So in my example for 218 pounds, I listed a few here, and there are probably more, but it will help me reduce some stress. It will increase my fitness level. It'll be a great example for my kids. I'll feel great at the age of 40, which is important to me. Being at 218 pounds will help me increase my self-confidence, and it will help me reduce my cholesterol, my blood pressure. So all of those are very important to me. But again, I put an asterisk here next to the one that's the most important to me, the one that says, hey, I've got to get to the gym one more time this week. And it's because I want to set a good example for my kids. I have a 3-year-old and 4-year-old, and they're both getting to the age that they definitely can see what mom and dad are doing, what examples they're setting. And so to me, this is the most important part of me getting to this goal weight. All of those others are important. Now, what I'd like you to do is list the benefits and motivation you have. You'll notice there are 2 columns. Put as many reasons and benefits to achieving this goal as you can. What we know about humans is the more reasons that we have, the more likely we are to move. So you want to list as many as you can and identify what's the most important to you now. Again, I'm going to stop the video to let you work on this. So work on your benefits and motivation. Okay, welcome back. So again, we started with where are we now? We assessed that with the Wheel of Life balance. We said where do we want to go by making a wish list and identifying the most important, then stating it as a goal. And we're now working on how to get there. And it starts with that benefits and motivation. So I hope you've got a nice section put together here, and we'll continue to work on that. Once you've done that, we want to look at that goal and say, okay, what is it that will stand in my way? What are the obstacles that I will face that get in my way? You know, this is the first time that somebody may say these words to you, but all excuses are welcome. So on my goal here, I've put 3 examples together. You know, there may be a couple more that I'll need to add, but I wanted to put this example for you together. 1, for me to reach my weight, I'm going to have to be on an exercise schedule. The second thing is I'm going to have to work on my nutrition, my water and my food that go in. I'm going to have to be good about that. And the third is to know some of these things about my cholesterol and blood pressure, and to be at the right weight, I'm going to want to make sure I'm doing my necessary medical checkups. So what I'd like you to do now is to work on your obstacles. You may only have 2 or 3 obstacles, but most of us will have 4 or 5 or 6 obstacles that you'll want to list to help you reach this goal. Now, the other thing that you will notice is that after a while, some of your obstacles start to become very repetitive. And that's okay. You want to list every possible obstacle you can. So again, I'm going to stop the video, let you work on listing all of your possible obstacles, and think about every obstacle. Think about the obvious ones. Think about some of the skills that you'll need. Time management and organization, all of the things that you will need to achieve this goal. I'm going to stop the video now and let you work on that. Okay, welcome back, and we're on phase 3 right now, and we're working on how are we going to achieve our resolutions or our goal this year. And you just worked on all of your possible obstacles. Now what we're going to do is move on and work on the bottom right-hand column. Once you've identified your most important obstacles and you want to prioritize them, these actually fell in priority order for me as I listed them, but you may be in a different order. You simply want to just slide over to the right-hand column and create what we call possible solutions. Possible means it's not the solution necessarily, but it's a possible solution. So let me give you a couple examples. Number 1 is I'm going to have an exercise schedule to help me get to my weight. So there are 3 possible solutions to getting on that schedule. Number 1 is using my Sunday evenings before I start the work week to set a schedule of when I'm going to go to the gym and do my exercise. Another possible solution is to copy my wife on my schedule so she knows she can support me and she can help me to protect my time to make sure I'm getting there to achieve this goal. The third is, as I put here, is to develop a plan B for emergencies. You know, with my job and my kids, you never know, even if I have something scheduled, what emergencies could come into place. But I know to achieve this goal this year, I'm going to have to get to the gym. And so maybe I develop a plan B for emergencies. My second obstacle was nutrition. So I put 3 obstacles in place here. Plan a menu on Sunday for the week. Shop on Sunday so I have everything we need. And maybe option C is to pre-cook my Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday meals on Sunday so that they're ready to go and move forward. Now, the third for my medical checkups is to schedule physical. Schedule my eye doctors and my teeth appointments. Just schedule those appointments that are routine, that we know we need. Now, I'd like you to work on your possible solutions. Pick your biggest obstacle and come over and create some possible solutions. Try to get 2 or 3 good possible solutions, maybe even more, and then continue to work down. Eventually, you want to match for all solutions for all of your obstacles. I'll stop the video now so you can work on possible solutions to your greatest obstacles. All right, welcome back. I hope you've had a chance to work on your possible solutions. What you'll start to realize is that as you work on your possible solutions, the amount of stress will be reduced because you're starting to create a plan, or you're seeing that this is possible. Now, if you got to your possible solutions and you found that there are no possible solutions to removing your obstacles, then it's not the right time to pursue this goal. Put this back on your dream list and pursue it at another time. That's only if there are no possible solutions to your obstacles. Okay, so now once you've done that, go ahead and move on to your next sheet, and let's continue to take action on the things that we say we need to do. So what I've done is put together a couple examples for you. What you see is I've just broken down into action steps, little bite-sized activities I can do to help me move a step closer to achieving my goal. So you can see here, the first one I said is I will set 4-day exercise schedule every Sunday ongoing. So every Sunday I'm going to set a 4-day exercise schedule, and I'm going to do that on Sundays. The next one I said is I will CC or carbon copy my wife on the exercise calendar for her support and to help me protect the time. The third one is I will work out Thursday evening after the kids go to bed as a plan B option to my schedule. So Thursday evening was not scheduled, but it's a plan B. If something falls apart, then I can go do that. Now, what I know is if I'll do all 3 of these action steps, I will have conquered my biggest obstacle, which is that exercise schedule. If I've got that done, and if I follow those 3 action steps, I will reduce or eliminate that obstacle completely, which will put me closer to achieving my goal. So now I went on and made some more action steps. I will plan a menu 1 week in advance to Sundays. I will grill an entree for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on Sundays, so I can do that ongoing and my food is ready to go. And I move on, and then I will schedule physical, teeth, and eyes. You'll notice the target dates, some are right away this year and some are a little bit further out. My goal is to be done by the first quarter of this year, and so that's what we worked on. Now what I'd like you to do is to work on your action steps. Toggle back and forth between your obstacles, your solutions, and start to make baby action steps. Don't make them too big. Make small action steps. Little bite-sized chunks over time produce dynamic results. I'm going to pause the video now and let you work on your action steps. Create as many as you can. And there you go, the 3 steps. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? And how are you going to get there? Can't you feel a power that's completely different than just thinking a little bit on New Year's Eve of what you'd like to achieve? It's an excellent power boost for you. I gave you the statistic that the average person sets the same New Year's resolution 10 times without achieving it. And here's one thing you know. If you were to follow a plan like this, that's not going to be the case for you. Hey, this is just a brief introduction, and for many of you, it's the most goal-setting coaching you've ever had in your life. But we've done it in less than 20 minutes. And so if you'd like to take this to a new level, if you'd like to improve the circle of life, whether it's your business side or your personal side, that's what I do for a living, is I help people achieve their goals. I want to ask you for your help on 2 things. Number 1 is, will you leave some feedback in the comments at the bottom of this section? What is your goal, or how did you feel? Was this information useful to you? The second thing I want to ask you for is your help. You know, we live in a world where people have started to blame others for their conditions. If you'll follow this plan, it will change our conditions immediately. So my second request is to ask you to share this with someone, with as many people as you can, because if we teach people to identify what they want and how they want to get there, it will require less dependence on others to help us succeed in life. So take a minute to leave a comment, take a moment to share this, and I can't wait to hear your success stories. Hope this was valuable information for you, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Adios.